Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome back to our MIT Men in Training Mentoring Recovery Support Group. My name is Craig, and it's always a pleasure to be before you. Today, I went online and looked up, found an article. This article was brought to us by extramilerecovery.com. You can go online and retrieve this article as well. Extra Mile, like you go to extramilerecovery.com, and it's pretty interesting. So, without further ado, let's get into today's title. And I am someone who are in recovery, and so I am a peer recovery, certified peer recovery specialist. That is, and so without further ado, let's see what today's title: 7 common addiction recovery challenges. All right, and so this is a mentoring recovery support group, and the goal is to reshape, rethink, and refocus our lives towards doing things that is productive, positive, and getting back to being the person, the parent, the role model, the people person that people would look up to and try to inspire all the good behaviors, all the good things that we're doing in life, not only within our household, but also in society. A lot of times people come home either from rehabilitation of some sort, whether it's substance abuse treatment program or incarceration. And so now a lot of times people are faced with so many challenges that it can be overwhelming, and it can be confusing, and it can be difficult to navigate with so many barriers. And so today I want to focus on some of the challenges and how we can maneuver or find solutions to some of the challenges that people face, whether they're coming from drug treatment, rehab, or incarceration rehab. All right. So let's get right into the introduction. The introduction starts us off by stating completing a drug and alcohol rehab program and re-entering society as a sober individual come with its addiction recovery challenges. Maybe your loved one is in rehab and you want to understand their struggles in recovery. Or maybe you're considering enrolling in a rehab program yourself, but your fears are holding you back. Understand some of the common challenges in recovery from addiction may provide clearer insight into long-term addiction recovery. It also may help show the many ways our rehab program is designed to help you through those recovery challenges. Here are some common personal issues you may face while completing a rehab program and how we can help. All right. And so I know when I came out after completing a therapeutic rehab or therapeutic community structured program, and also coming from Department of Correction, I had to figure out or learn new coping tools and how to use these methods and apply them adequately. So a lot of times people, let me keep the focus on myself, I had these theoretical ideas of what I wanted to do. But the most important part was the application aspect of it. And so I had to say, well, the big test is not why I'm inside the therapeutic community or incarceration. The big test is once I am released or once I am re-entered back into society, how will I respond? That is the big test. And so let's see what the big test, this article let us know that we must face. So We're talking about 7 common addiction, excuse me, recovery challenges. What is the first one? The first one is developing new coping strategies. That's number 1. Out of the 7, the first one is developing new coping strategies. Getting sober isn't just about not using drugs and alcohol anymore. It's also about establishing a new lifestyle, supporting recovery, and preventing relapse. A major part of this process is developing new coping strategies to manage stress and deal with anxiety and cravings. In rehab, as you learn to develop these coping strategies, you are establishing a new sense of normalcy. This is both challenging and time-consuming, but well worth the effort. Our counselors and therapists will work with you daily to identify harmful behaviors. After identifying them, you then learn how to modify them so you can thrive in sobriety. Or in another way, you can thrive in society. All right. Number 2, this article says addressing trauma and shame without drugs and alcohol. Remember, we're sharing information on some 7 common addiction recovery challenges. And number 2, it says addressing trauma and shame without drugs and alcohol. Many recovering addicts use drugs and alcohol as a crutch to deal with trauma and shame. Let me read that again. It starts off by stating many recovering addicts use drugs and alcohol as a crutch to deal with trauma and shame. During drug rehab, people in recovery are challenged to deal with trauma and shame without the aid of these addictive substances, which can be some of the most difficult addiction recovery challenges. It requires a lot of effort, time, and bravery to confront these issues head on and address the deep-seated issues that have contributed to your addiction. In working with counselors and therapists in rehab, you'll have many opportunities to do this, and as a result, you experience rewarding personal growth, right? And so a lot of challenges and trauma and shame can be masked, all right? It can be masked through using drugs, drinking alcohol, and there are many things that people may be going through. There could be some emotional issues, right? People can be going through anxiety, depression. People may have mental illness that they never really been diagnosed or really had the opportunity, or not only the opportunity, but the financial income to be able to afford sufficient counseling. And so that's why it's important to find resources that allow or that is able to help you navigate to the right, appropriate professional people. All right. Let's go on to number 3. We're talking about 7 common addiction recovery challenges. Remember, this is a mentoring recovery support group. And so the name of it is MIT, Men in Training, but it really is a mentoring recovery support group. Number 3, we're going to share with you, and that is building new relationships and repairing old ones. According to SAMHSA, having relationships and social networks that provide love, support, friendship, and hope is an essential part of a life in recovery. In rehab, you'll be challenged to build new relationships with your peers in recovery. You learn how to communicate healthily, trust others, and be vulnerable. While working the 12 steps, you'll also be asked to make amends with loved ones you hurt while you were actively abusing drugs and alcohol. The amendment process can take weeks, months, or years, and is never easy, right? Taking responsibility for our actions. However, it plays an important role in freeing you from your old life of addiction and embracing long-term addiction recovery. All right, and so a lot of times, building new relationships and repairing old ones, it takes a lot of thought, thinking, a lot of responsibility, a lot of taking on the responsibility of knowing that we have made a mistake in the past and that we don't want to take old experiences into new relationships, and that is old behaviors into a new relationship. And we must learn how to be more sensitive to others. We have to learn how to allow people to express themselves openly, how they feel. We have to learn how to grow, be accepted to different people's opinions and ideas. We have to learn not to force ourselves on people and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, right? To be open, okay? And so that's so important when you're able to be open, honest, learning how to well, to be forthcoming. That's the word I'm looking for. Learning how to be forthcoming and how we are feeling, being able to express our emotions. All right. And so those are things I'm not sure for most, well, for me, it was hard for me because I grew up in an era in a community where you had to be this hard, tough guy, and you had to express that because if you did, you would get ran over. And so now I remove myself from that community or environment. I'm still in a community, but I'm not in that environment. So you could be in a community of your choosing, but you don't have to be in the environment of your past, if that makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next topic of discussion out of the 7 common addiction recovery, and that is boredom. Boredom. During your treatment program, you will likely follow a structured daily schedule of support group meetings, exercise, meals, personal reflection, and leisure time. After you complete rehab and return home, here it is, there's the test, you may find yourself dealing with boredom. This is one of the most common addiction recovery challenges and can be a big threat to your sobriety. Previously, all of your free time was most likely spent using drugs and alcohol. Now, without those things in your life, you'll need to learn how to use your time in other ways. These things may include meditating, reading, playing sports, working, or taking up a new hobby. Enrolling in a sober living program after completing your drug rehab program can be great. It can also provide a structure that will help you create a new lifestyle and recovery. It can help fill your free time with group activities, volunteer work, job hunting, and other essential life activities. Right? And so instead of allowing circumstances, situations to implode on your newfound sobriety, we can look for things that can keep us motivated, where we can use our inner strength to be able to embrace some healthy productive activities along the way. And so now the old you has been put to rest, and now the new you is ready to expound and express itself fully. All right, let's go on to the next topic of discussion, and that is relapse. This is very key here. All of these are key, but this one here, because a lot of times people look at relapse as a failure, right? And so a lot of times part of recovery, a part of addiction that is that people sometimes relapse. Okay, let's see what this article describe it in their own way. Relapse prevention is one of the biggest challenges in recovery from addiction. Many people face both during and after rehab. Cravings, plural, stress, anxiety, and old acquaintances can all be potential threats when you're trying to stay sober. Fortunately, drug and alcohol rehab is designed to help you with this. It helps establish life skills. Okay? Remember we was talking about coping skills and things. These things that I'm reading, these are things that you can reflect upon, you can embrace. So life skills is one of them. Modify unhealthy behaviors. Okay. During a self-examination, you might want to modify unhealthy behaviors and develop a peer support system that will keep you firmly rooted in your sobriety. Even if you do have a relapse during or after rehab, you'll be able to lean on your support system of peers and mentors who will help you get back on track quickly. No one is perfect, and sometimes it just takes time. Mm, wow. No one is perfect. Sometimes it just takes time. All right. You won't fail if you don't give up. That's a drop the mic sentence. All right. No one is perfect, and sometimes it just takes time. Okay. You won't fail if you don't give up. In other words, if you keep trying, you will not fail. Okay. You know, the old saying, I fell off my bike, get up, they tell you, dust yourself off. You kept doing it, and you kept trying, you kept falling, you kept you bruises and scrapes until eventually you got it. Okay. Keep trying until you get it. Get right back on the straight and narrow. All right. Let's go on to the next number 6. That is, and number 6 is finding your purpose. Excuse me. After drug and alcohol rehab, many people find that they lack purpose in life. Adapting to a life that doesn't revolve around drugs and alcohol abuse can be one of the most difficult addiction recovery challenges. One way that drug and alcohol rehab helps recovering addicts combat this issue is by introducing them to new hobbies and interests such as, all right, new hobbies and interests such as yoga. All right, that's one of the hardest. I don't know, maybe because I'm up in age, but yoga, it takes a lot of participation, a lot of effort. Anything that you put your mind to it, you can do it. You know, you might. That's just like now. If I try to start exercising right now, I probably wouldn't be able to do 25 push-ups in a clip right now, consecutively or consistently for let's say 5 times without really being exhausted. It would take me some time to build up to the 25 5 times consistently, consecutively. And so that is with anything, you know, take your time, one day at a time. saying to yourself, I'm going to get it. Keep saying to yourself, I'm going to make it. Keep saying to yourself, I got this. All right. So yoga is one of those exercises that for me, I know I would have to keep doing it over and over. Art, music, and meditation. These things take time and practice, practice, practice. And so why you think athletes and so many people who are good at their craft, they put a lot of time in it. They don't just say, okay, boom, I did 30 days in treatment, boom, I got it. No, they keep on. Either they go to AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, or NA, Narcotics Anonymous. They probably work the steps. Most of them work the steps. They get a sponsor. They do volunteer work. They go do fun activities without the involvement of alcohol and drugs. Yeah, it may be hard for newcomers, but newcomers become old comers. All right, and so a vet or seasoned vets, right? And so you can do it. These are all different aspects of behavior therapy and extreme that you can try. Just help you find and develop new hobby, interests, and social groups, both during and after rehab. Number 7. All right. So we're talking about 7 common addiction recovery challenges. We went over 6 of those. The first one we covered was developing new coping strategies. The second one, addressing trauma and shame without drugs and alcohol. The third one, building new relationships and repairing old ones. Fourth one, talked about boredom. Fifth, we talked about relapse. Then we went just now, we just got through talking about finding your purpose, right? Number 7, transitioning out of rehab and back home. Making the transition from a life of addiction into an independent life of sobriety after rehab isn't easy for recovering addicts. It's not easy, all right? And so a lot of times people, after a long time of drug abuse or alcohol abuse, people find themselves struggling, trying to navigate or try to find some normalcy, get their life back in order. And so a lot of times a support group, a support network, family, friends, people who are able to encourage you and people who are able to be with you along your journey is very important. Do not allow someone to say that it's not important to have in a support group, a support network. That these aspects of these group of people are very important because they are there to assist us in the process. And so therefore we cannot and we should not let them down. We must do our best to help them help us, if that makes any sense. So you may say, well, I'm looking for all the help. No, you've got to also help people who are helping you. And that is, it's a two-way street. It ain't all about you draining the people who helping you. It's about you getting on your feet so that you're able to give back either to them or someone else. All right, let's go on and says, finish up what it says. After you leave the safety net of a rehab center, you'll be awarded more personal freedom. However, you also need to manage your responsibilities at home. You may have to find a job, fulfill financial obligation, put your new coping strategies into action, and much more. For many people in recovery, this transition can be extremely challenging, and it may be tempting to give up and use it again. Overcoming addiction recovery challenges, your path to long-term sobriety. If you're facing struggles in recovery and trying to adapt to your new sober life after rehab, Enrolling in a transitional living program is a great way to continue your addiction treatment and maintain your sobriety. Sober living homes provide structure, accountability, peer support, employment, education assistance, and a sense of camaraderie to help you maintain your sobriety and flourish in your new lifestyle. All right. And so I hope this information that I've shared with you today on 7 addiction recovery challenges, I hope someone was able to review this video, listen to the message, find key words that you can attain or you can ascribe to that may fit your situation and utilize it for some growth and betterment of how you can mentor either yourself by improving upon your lifestyle. In that process, as you growing and mentoring yourself, becoming better, you're able to mentor and help someone else. Okay? Because a lot of people depend on us to do the right thing. A lot of people need us along the way. And so don't feel that you are not needed. You are valuable. Your self-worth is important. Keep on moving forward. If you need some support, reach out. Do not be ashamed. All right. Until the next time, my name is Craig. Enjoy yourself and always think positive and do what's positive and do what's right. All right. Take care.